Hello, dear friends, family, listeners from anywhere and everywhere. Caroline or Kaki here, guiding you through a brief visualization with Samhain, though it looks like it's spelled Samhain, Samhain, in mind and spirit and ether right now. Samhain is the 8th and final Sabbath in the Celtic Wheel of the Year. It's considered the witch's new year and, in ancient thought, the proper start to a winter. It's a time when the veil is thin, the winds are a bit more wild and ever-present, whipping, gripping. And we'll be tapping into all of that today with the waning sun as our guide, with the lengthening nights, deepened darkness, and the all-encompassing and transcendent ability to take flight into ether and connect to those who are most constantly and consistently in flight, that being the ancestors, the ones in the wind. Initially, as we arrive here, I'll invite you to find a comfortable space and seat for yourself, however that looks right here, right now. It might differ greatly from day to day, from how you sat yesterday, how you'll sit in an hour. As I go along, if you're comfortable shutting your eyes, you're welcome to do so, or you can find a softened gaze, or keep your eyes open and focused on a steady point. I'll invite you to take a couple breaths with me here. Natural breaths, allowing for your lungs to fill with an inhale. Leaning into the senses, your senses, and the sensory experience around you. The senses added through my voice and the sounds surrounding me. Every exhale, a bit of release. A gift to the ether after it filled your lungs with life force. Couple more breaths here. Know that you are safe, held, and grounded. I'll invite you to cultivate a vision with me here. A vision with a wide variety of colors based on your present state of being and what is shown to you in your mind's eye. In your mind's eye, though it's often attributed to the third eye, the space between your brows, it might be at the crown of your head or anywhere in your body that feels the most visually charged right now. I'd like you to send your breath there and invite yourself to breathe deeply with that space in mind and heart. First and foremost, envision a void, an empty space, one that is somehow still warm and inviting, one that is as ancient as anything and everything you've ever known, as ancient as water, as ancient as old growth forests, as ancient as the sunbeams, lunar drips. This void is a place you've been before, you somehow know. And it can take on any color. It can be a red void, it can be an orange void, white, black, grayscale. Allow yourself, or some semblance of yourself, knowing that you are so fully grounded in your physicality, that some semblance of yourself rest in that void. That void where you know you'll soon see more, see beyond veils and curtains, See beyond what you typically find upon walking halls of self and opening doorways within self. For the void feels ecstatic. The void feels welcoming. The void tethers itself to you in a soft way, in the way a bird's nest welcomes a newborn after its first flight, in the way a bird's nest holds a newborn until their first flight. And in the void, envision yourself with grand wings. They take up more space than whatever semblance of self, physical or otherwise, you envision in the space. They are vast and sturdy. They are made up simultaneously of a great longing and a great knowing. And only you can properly see what the longing and the knowing are made up of. So take a moment and see that, lean into that. What do you long for? How does that appear in your wings? What do you know in your bones? How does that appear in your wings? Your wings can be any color, a million colors, colors with no names. Your wings can have sound to them. Your wings can have ripples. Your wings can have feathers or bells, wind chimes. Allow yourself to come to know your wings, what they're made up of, how they feel, how they smell. Do they change? Are they cyclical too? Or are they somehow the one constant, seemingly, within the layers of it all? Witness your wings without judgment or expectation. See if you can feel them attached to your physicality, to somewhere on your body. Not necessarily where wings usually go, but maybe. Notice how they latch onto you. Notice if, as you envision that and feel into that, it's welcome and familiar, or something new entirely. Something uncanny, perhaps. Notice if there are any beings helping carry your wings in flight during this great thinning. If there are hands or other wings holding yours up. If there are songs in your wings, poems, etchings in your wings. Your wings might be made of wool, they might be made of natural paints from the earth, they might be made of forest-born elements, they might be made of blood and bone. They might be made entirely of the wind, and yet somehow you see your wings, how they stretch out to either side of you, how they carry you in dreams, how they carried you here, and how they'll carry you beyond. How they were forged over the centuries, how they were forged over wide, vast voids of spaciousness. The alchemy that brought your wings to you and allows you to see them now is as real as your breath. Lean into that truth for a moment. Lean into that sensation of knowing that you are carried and you are held by ether, by ancestor in a variety of forms, all of which you welcome in, and you have the power to welcome in vocally, in essence. Your wings are your birthright. Your wings take you to and from. Your wings, when you tap in and see them, can show you the way home, can show you how to nestle in for winter, can show you how to dwell in stagnancy and tuck in, can show you how to expand as you take flight, can show you how to move in stillness and still in moving. They can show you your echoes and your rhythms and your newness. They can show you your breaking and your bonding. And mostly they can show you your purest states of love, your heart of hearts, your spirit of spirits. And they tether you into a multitude of realms. They secure you as a human being and a beyond being. Come to know your wings and see what you would like to envision from here on your own. Perhaps yourself taking flight, perhaps yourself staying still, perhaps a gentle flapping of your wings. Perhaps your wings are made of water and they're dripping. Perhaps they're made of fire and you're calling them to rise up. It's all in the mind, and your wings are exactly as you need them to be at any given moment. Your wings were granted to you by the elements in these realms. Your wings are as ancient as your very bloodline, as ancient as the matter of your being, which, oh man, goes back. Continue seeing, feeling for as long as you need. As you're ready to come out of this visualization, take your time. Acknowledge just how wonderfully fragile we are as humans, in skin and flesh and bone and blood, veins, arteries. How can you tend to your wings as the veil is thin? What can you offer your wings as a gift of thanks? What can you ask of your wings, if anything? If you had a bird song, what would it sound like? I'll invite you now to open your eyes if they're shut and move from this space and create from this space in a way that best serves you. You might draw your wings, you might dance and really feel your wings. You might write to your wings and explore who helped forge them beyond yourself, what helped forge them beyond themselves, yourself. And enjoy that exploring, enjoy that ethereal learning and questioning of self, for that is so very much what autumn gifts us in dying and what winter gifts us in resting before a return. Thank you for tuning in. Blessed Samhain, blessed full moon. Blessed be.